Listen to me, because this is about your security, your freedom, and your peace of mind. We are living in a world right now in 2026 where things feel a little bit shaky, don't they? You've worked hard. You've saved. You've done everything you were supposed to do. And now you're looking at your retirement accounts and you're asking yourself, Susie, is my money safe? Am I going to outlive my savings because inflation is eating my lunch? I understand that fear. I feel it with you. When you are retired or nearing retirement, you no longer have the luxury of time to make up for big mistakes. You can't just go out and work another 30 years if the market tanks or if the cost of living doubles. So, you start looking for safety. You start looking at things like Series I savings bonds, I-bonds. But before you go jumping in, we need to have a serious talk about what these actually are and whether they belong in your portfolio right now. An I-bond is a low-risk savings bond issued by the U.S. Treasury. It is designed to do one thing and one thing only: protect the purchasing power of your cash from inflation. It has two parts to its interest rate. There's a fixed rate, which stays the same for the life of the bond, and there's a variable inflation rate that changes every 6 months based on the Consumer Price Index. Now, here is the problem. A lot of people see the headlines about I-bond rates and they think, oh, that's a great investment. Stop right there. An I-bond is not an investment to grow your wealth. It is a place to park your money so it doesn't lose value. If the inflation rate is 3% and your I-bond pays you 3%, you haven't actually made any money. You've just broken even after the cost of goods went up. The fear many of you have is that if you put your money in a regular savings account or a big bank CD, you're losing money every single day because the interest they pay you is lower than the rate of inflation. That is a valid fear. You are losing real value. So, you ask, should I buy them in 2026? Here is the truth. In 2026, the fixed rate component of I-bonds has become the most important part of the equation. For years, that fixed rate was 0%. Zero. That meant if inflation went to zero, you earned nothing. But now, we are seeing fixed rates that actually offer a little bit of real return above inflation. That makes them far more attractive for a retiree than they were 5 or 6 years ago. But, and there is always a but with your money, you have to understand the rules, or you will get burned. You can only put in $10,000 per person, per calendar year. That's it. If you have $1 million and you're worried about a market crash, $10,000 isn't going to save you. It's a small bucket. Furthermore, you cannot touch this money for the first 12 months. Not for an emergency, not for a medical bill, not for anything. It is locked away. And if you cash it out before 5 years, you lose the last 3 months of interest. For someone in retirement who needs liquidity, you have to be very careful. You must make sure this is money you absolutely do not need to touch for at least 5 years to make it worth your while. So, here is your actionable takeaway. I want you to look at your Emergency Plus fund. This is the money that sits beyond your 8-month emergency savings. If you have cash sitting in a checking account earning 0.01% and you know you won't need it for 5 years, then yes, I-bonds are a magnificent choice for you in 2026. They are backed by the full faith and credit of the United States. They are safe. But do not, I repeat, do not sell your dividend-paying stocks or your diversified index funds just to chase an I-bond rate. You need growth in retirement to stay ahead of taxes and long-term care costs. I-bonds provide protection, not growth. Go to treasurydirect.gov. That is the only place to buy them. It's an old-looking website, and it can be a bit of a headache to set up, but stay the course. If you are married, you can put in $10,000 and your spouse can put in $10,000. That's $20,000 of inflation-protected security. You need to be a warrior with your money. You need to be informed, and you need to be cautious. I-bonds are a great tool in your toolbox, but they are not the whole house. Use them for your safe bucket, keep an eye on that fixed rate, and remember, true financial freedom comes from knowing exactly what you own and why you own it. You can do this.